I decided to do a daily poem also for my other channel. So if people know about it, I won't really advertise for it, but that's just a project I think would be fun. I might not post a poem every day, but I'll write one every day. I just don't know the level of how crappy it will turn out, and I don't really want to post things that are overly silly like I just sort of did, but not to keep doing that sort of style. So in class, we're talking about psychological disorders, and I posted a link on our blog a couple of days ago, maybe even a week ago. Um, that's an article that criticizes the measures of medicating and even using therapy to treat patients as having mental disorders and mental problems, and basically just attacking everything. But it provided a really balanced viewpoints of many different people. So I would really recommend reading. It's a long article, but it's really good. So today we were talking about various different disorders, and I do think that there's some. So far, we talked mostly just about different anxiety disorders. Um, I think things like obsessive compulsive disorder, where you have this need to just, you know, organize everything or get rid of all germs, and then you compulsively like wash your hands or something. Um, I think that is a mental disorder, and I think that a person could learn how to control those impulses, and it is very helpful to have therapy and to have someone show them how they could actually think differently, make them realize all of these things. Um, but then he showed like about a 10-minute video clip of this guy, and he's like considered a case for post-traumatic stress disorder, and he was a Vietnam War veteran. And it showed him just talking about how he wishes he could go back to his childhood. He starts crying and how he wishes he can go back to time that he was more innocent, how he can't. Just like immerse himself back into society, how he can't be happy anymore, how all these horrible things that he has seen and done, he feels that nobody cares about him, and that, and all of these things. I don't like giving him the label of disorder because I feel like this is his reaction to what he's gone through and it's a natural reaction to such horrific events. I would be more frightened if someone would be just, buying all the propaganda and believing that, they're fighting for freedom by killing innocent civilians, things like that. I'm more frightened of that. And I think those people are the ones that we need to watch out for, those sort of very numb, robotic, almost like they actually do have a real personality disorder like antisocial, which is more of a psychopathic, but they're able to find an outlet for it, which is justified in our society. That's more what I believe. I think that post-traumatic stress disorder, the people are just mostly having very natural reactions to what's happened, and the problem is with that, the organization of society itself and not their reactions. That's how I feel. Um, so I don't really think we should tell them that they have a disorder, but that what they're reacting like is a very natural response. Um, it really bothers me how in class it's really emphasized that it's like cognitive. I do believe that this is part of it, like cognitive beliefs about oneself. Like I might say, oh, I'm stupid, or I'm not good enough, and then that would make me actually do badly on a test or something. So now if he comes back from the war, now he's like, oh, I'm the one who survived, and all these other people have died. Why did I survive and they died? Like all of this guilt starts to happen. That is a cognitive thing. Um, and there's also a lot of emphasis on the biological, um, certain chemicals in our brains. But I feel like there's not enough emphasis on the way society is structured and different, just our responses to different things that happen and to the things we're forced to do, or I don't know, it just to me seems like a lot of people can very easily buy the propaganda, but then once they're actually in that position, they can actually see the reality. Um, and that sort of immediate like realization is can be really traumatic. And I don't think that that sort of thinking is disordered. Um, and I don't know. My prof mentioned that in there's a diagnostic manual that's used in the DSM-4, this newest one. There's actually it's considered a disorder if you have something, I don't remember what it's called, but it's to do with caffeine overconsumption. It just feels like all of these disorders are there to let insurance companies profit off of them. And for people who actually have those real disorders like schizophrenia and whatever, they're homeless on the streets and they're not able to afford the coverage. And those little, like caffeine consumption, what the hell? Um, these are the ones that people end up, their doctors tell them this is what you have this disorder, and then they have to pay their insurance companies for, you know, or even if it's just the mildest depression, they have to pay for medications. And it's just very, very strange to me how this is turning into an industry. Even our mental health is turning into an industry, let alone all of the things that are, to do with other diseases of the body. Um, and it's one of those things that really bothers me. I really like psychology. I think it's very important, and I think there are real problems with people's mental states that should be looked at, but that we tend to classify every reaction that is kind of seen as a threat to society as being, you have a disordered brain or something, and that's not okay with me. It's not that much better in Canada. A lot of homeless people, and most of them do have mental disorders, and we should provide housing for them because they can't take care of themselves. A lot of them, I like so many talking to themselves and just not able to take care of themselves, and no one else is taking care of them. It's really sad that we can't, um, you know, try to cure them and instead treat them as if they were able to fix themselves and just leave them like lying on the street, whereas a lot of these people have mental disorders.